Welcome to today's 2-minute prophecy. We're going to be talking about the prophet Micah, and I thought I'd just kind of read through some of the scripture today instead of following some of my notes. In Micah chapter 5, verse 2 through 5, we understand in this prophecy that Jesus is going to come from Bethlehem. But you, O Bethlehem, are only a small village in Judah, yet a ruler of Israel will come from you, one whose origins are from the distant past. The people of Israel will be abandoned to their enemies until the time when the woman in labor gives birth to her son. Then at last his fellow countrymen will return from exile to their own land, and he will stand to lead his flock with the Lord's strength, in the majesty of the name of the Lord his God. Then his people will live there undisturbed, for he will be highly honored all around the world, and he will be the source of our peace. So we know that Jesus is going to be is born in Bethlehem, and Jesus is going to come back and lead his people back to their land. And also David is going to be the prince. So David will be brought back, and he will also be the prince during the time when Christ rules for 1,000 years on this earth. And in Micah, we're going to take a couple days to actually go through this, the prophecies. And the second one that I want to look at is in Matthew 2, verses 12 to 13. This is talking about Jesus leading his people back into their land. Someday, O Israel, I will gather the few of you who are left. I will bring you together again like sheep in a fold, like a flock in its pasture. Yes, your land will again be filled with noisy crowds. Your leader will break out and lead you out of exile. He will bring you through the gates of your cities of captivity back to your own land. Your king will lead you. The Lord himself will guide you. Now we know the Jews are already coming back into their land. So what does it mean by the Lord leading them back in through the gates? Well, during the tribulation time, the Antichrist will be giving full power to go against the Jews and drive them from their land. And Jesus then comes back at the end of the tribulation and leads them back to the land and defeats the Antichrist and the false prophet in Armageddon. And that's your 2-minute prophecy.